Toy here, and welcome to another episode of Knauthentic. Topic of the day: are food restrictions disabilities? If you're tuning in from Substack, be sure to check out today's poll. 1. So I went to AWP for the first time. Overall, it was a wonderful social and professional experience. I learned so much and met so many cool people. I've been to some small writers' conferences and large cons, but this was different. I loved being around so many people who love books and writing, but I was a little out of my element. I've been so immersed in the world of genre for so long that being in the deep end of the literary world was a little scary. Still, if I'm serious about publishing my memoir, I need to get more comfortable on the literary scene. But all that aside, there was one major downside to attending AWP. Two, one of the things that I initially thought was so impressive about the AWP conference was how accessible it was. Aside from all of the measures put in place to help guests address their physical limitations and needs, they also had measures in place to support mental health and emotional needs, such as quiet spaces and adaptive equipment. In addition to all their accessibility measures, there was so much emphasis on the cultural diversity of the programming. There was something for everyone, with programming geared towards various POC cultures, various religious groups, and many other marginalized communities. The question I have about all of this accessibility and diverse programming is, what were they planning on feeding all these various peoples if they can't or don't want to eat hot dogs and pizza? While Nathan's hot dogs are kosher, you can't live on just hot dogs. Plus, there was a sizable Muslim community present and no halal food. I've been to small cons where they attempted to offer gluten free and vegetarian options, but this event was mostly void of those. There was a slight attempt to address vegetarian needs, but they were so underrepresented that they sold out on the first day. I never even saw them, only heard about them. If you were there and you saw them, please let me know. Maybe I just missed it. 3. I consider myself a realist and don't expect to be accommodated for my extreme food restrictions, but to have nothing to work with is disheartening. Is it too much to expect there to be basic food accommodations for thousands of people for a 3-day conference? In this day and age, it's odd to me that food isn't taken into consideration when providing accessibility. How accessible can an event be if you are there for hours at a time but can't eat anything? At least every time I had to walk back to my hotel room to prepare a meal for myself, I was able to use my Keurig to quickly heat up some hot water so I could have my favorite tea. It was a real comfort. Now it's time to talk about how I make a simple cup of Bengal tea plus. Be sure to visit my Knauthentic YouTube channel if you want to see the short. Step-by-step instructions. 1. Bring water to a boil. 2. Add 1/4 to 1 teaspoon of ground ginger to a mug along with a single pitted date. 3. Add the tea bag and pour over the hot water. 4. Let it steep for 5 minutes. 5. Remove the tea bag and optionally add half a teaspoon of a preferred sweetener. I added honey. Question: do you think food restrictions are a disability? I'd love to know. I never thought they were until my AWP experience. Now I feel like I have a whole new area of advocacy to explore. If you or someone you know has a health or food journey story or a recipe you think others might benefit from, please check my Be Featured links on social media and share your story in the manner that suits you best. Until next time, stay safe, eat well, and be blessed. Knauthentic Season 1, Episode 19, starring Toy Thomas, featuring no one else at this time. Topics discussed: food restrictions versus disabilities, accessibility, cultural diversity, Bengal tea. Produced by Toy Thomas in association with the Toy Box of Words and Lit Carnival. Directed by Toinette Toy Thomas. Thanks again to the Knauthentic community on Substack, YouTube, and wherever you can hear this podcast. This is all for you.